Answer these questions. Where did the girl board the train from? Rohana 2. Where was the girl supposed to get off? Saharanpur 3. What did the girl love and when? Hills in October 4. Who got into the compartment after the girl left? A man answer. These questions. What instructions did the girl's parents give her and why? The girl's parents gave her detailed instructions on where to keep her things, when not to lean out of the windows, and how to avoid speaking to strangers. They were anxious about her comfort and safety during the journey. As mentioned in the text, they seemed very anxious about her comfort, and the woman gave the girl detailed instructions. This concern was natural, as it was later revealed that the girl herself was visually impaired. How did the narrator learn that his companion wore slippers? The narrator knew that the girl wore slippers from the sound they made when they slapped against her heels, as mentioned in the text. But I knew she wore slippers from the way they slapped against her heels. Yes, October is the best. Time. Describe Mussoorie in the month of October. In October, Mussoorie is quiet, with the roads largely deserted as most tourists have departed. The hills are covered with wild dahlias, the sun is warm and delicious, and at night you can sit in front of a log fire and drink coffee. As the narrator recalls from memory, the hills are covered with wild dahlias, the sun is delicious, and at night you can sit in front of a log fire and drink coffee. Most of the tourists have gone, and the roads are quiet and almost deserted. Cos. How did the narrator feel as the train approached the Saharanpur station? The narrator felt a sense of regret and sadness as the train approached Saharanpur station, because he was very intrigued by the girl and knew that she would disembark, ending their brief companionship. As described in the text, yet I was prepared to sit there for almost any length of time, just to listen to her talking. As soon as she left the train, she would forget our brief encounter, but it would stay with me for the rest of the journey, and for some time after. 5. Give instances to show that the narrator was a sharp observer. There are many instances in the story that show the narrator was a sharp observer, even though he was blind. He knew the girl wore slippers from the sound they made when they slapped against her heels. I knew she wore slippers from the way they slapped against her heels. He described Mussoorie vividly, recalling, the hills are covered with wild dahlias, the sun is delicious, and at night you can sit in front of a log fire. The roads are quiet and almost deserted. He remembered that there were hardly any animals left in the forests near Dera. He noticed that the girl's voice had the sparkle of a mountain stream. He also sensed the perfume from her hair and recognized her aunt's high-pitched voice outside the train compartment. Answer these questions with reference to the context. Then I made a mistake. Who made a mistake? The narrator. Made a mistake in the story The Eyes Have It by Ruskin Bond Dye. What was the mistake? The mistake was when the narrator asked the girl to describe the scenery by asking, "What is it like outside?" and see. Why did the narrator call it a mistake? The narrator called it a mistake because by asking about the view outside, he risked revealing that he was blind. He was trying to keep his blindness a secret during the journey. She was an interesting girl. Can you tell me, did she keep her hair long or short? Who did the speaker ask this question to? The speaker, who is the narrator, asked this question to the next person who entered the compartment at Saharanpur. As mentioned in the story, the man who had entered the compartment broke into my reverie. Can you tell me, did she keep her hair long or short? B. Why did the speaker ask this question? The narrator asked this question because he was curious about the girl's hair. Since he was blind and could not see her, he hoped that the new passenger could tell him more details about her appearance. C. What happened immediately after this? How is that the most important part of the story? Immediately after this, the new passenger told the narrator that the most striking thing about the girl was her eyes. They were beautiful but sightless. He said, "She had beautiful eyes, but they were of no use to her. She was completely blind. This is the most important part of the story because it reveals the irony that both the narrator and the girl were blind, yet neither of them knew about the other's condition. Both were trying to hide their blindness from each other, which is the key twist in the story. Think and answer. Well, it often happens that people with good eyesight fail to see what is right in front of them. Do you agree with the above statement? Give reasons for your answer. The statement is true to some extent because people who cannot see have to rely on their other senses, like hearing, touch, and smell. This makes them more focused and attentive to details that others with good eyesight might overlook. They often notice things more clearly and get a fuller understanding of their surroundings by concentrating on what their other senses tell them. In contrast, people with good eyesight sometimes get distracted by too many things and miss what is truly important.